Hello, hi, how are you today? Today, I want to talk to you about the masculine heart and how it's cracking open little by little. I'm Patricia. Welcome to my channel, which is about Twin Flame Ascension. Have you any men in your life? Do you love a man? Do you think about men? Do you encounter men? Here's the thing. I have actually had people say to me, do men have emotions? Let me tell you something. As a person who grew up with two brothers and a dad, okay, I realize not everyone has a dad or siblings. Yes, they do. That's the short answer is yes. However, they're really good at hiding it. But the heart is cracking open, particularly for the electric masculine. Who's the electric masculine? I mean, you take your pick of names, the alpha, the go-getter, the hard driving salesman type of person, strong personality, sometimes even crossing the line and being a little bit toxic or a lot toxic. Things are happening, okay? And there's a huge shakeup, and it is like the rug is being pulled out from under a lot of people. And I think it's directly affecting the masculine quite a bit. There's a little bit of a retreat into some extreme stuff because that's what the mind does. The dualistic mind says, if it's not this, then it must be that, and it's one or the other. Instead of maybe Ascension has a plan and has a different kind of course of action for you. You don't know unless you work with your light body. So we're also talking about the ego mind versus the light body and the heart. When the heart cracks open, here's what happens. Loneliness seeps out. A lot of men are lonely. I saw a video where an anesthesiologist was talking about it, that when people are under a general anesthesia, meaning they're kind of knocked out for whatever procedure or surgery, they're deeply lonely. I know the reasons for that, and it goes way back into our history. It's in these people's Akashic records, and I know how to read that. The other thing they're feeling is sometimes heartsick. Okay, they're brokenhearted, but the heart broke a long time ago, and it translates as being homesick. They're sick for a home, they're pining for a home. Well, guess what? You're the home. But how do you convince them of that? It doesn't take convincing with the mind or social media or a message like, God, if it were that easy, right? This is a through the body thing, through your chakras, through your light body. Maybe you've heard about, light coming from the galactic center. Maybe you've heard about people who they're starting to spontaneously speak language of light. Okay, this is stuff that seeps through the heart. It's still not the full-blown thing, and I'm very excellent at interpreting the language of light to help you understand what is it that is the meaning, the message there. How do you translate it into modern times? Because it's coming from such an ancient primeval place. Love is primal. That means it's first and foremost. So being homesick, yeah, maybe that's necessary. Some people are even dope sick, okay? The things, the substances, even the medications they're using, it's kind of not cutting it for them. All the fighting isn't cutting it for them. All of the constant contention and conflict and upholding, it begins to get exhausting. Now, if you're the feminine, you're probably feeling very flat, exhausted, like, someone has sapped your energy. You are just running out of gas. You are saying, what is the point? Okay, why don't they see? Why don't they connect? Your soul needs you to connect through the light body, and that's part of it. So instead of trying to decode someone, I teach you how to tune in. In my Twin Flame Spirit Chat session, it's more than just talking because things start sorting. Okay, it's like having like puzzle pieces start to move into place. It starts to feel like it's starting to make sense. And not only that, a lot of messages come through. Points of origin, what type of angelic you truly are, timelines, where to next focus, because do you really have time to waste? For a lot of people, you're going to feel like this is sort of a time crunch, and it is because it's time for the masculine. I feel things from you. I just don't know why you can't communicate. Oh God, I don't know, it feels like homesickness. I'm right here. I feel so homesick. Maybe I need a new sports car. Maybe you need to take the armor off. I'm trying to get through all the blocks and armor and all the other things you've had to put up. God, I feel sometimes so defenseless against the world. And yet, somehow I feel like I'm here to defend the world, be a spiritual warrior, be one of those that's making changes. But how to start? I feel so lonely. If only I had someone by my side. I'm right here. I'm right here. See me. See me. Hi, it's me. Me. And she can't get through. And even if she tries to do it some other way, it's hitting in the lower vibrations. It's not up where they need to communicate up here. Okay? Not a meeting of the minds, a meeting of the hearts. Okay? How do you do those heart connections? It's through your light body. I feel lonely. I feel homesick. Like it feels like I have to go home. It's supposed to feel like that. That means you start searching within. That means you start making amends. That means you start making your way to the exit and get off the playground. I mean, let's face it. All the king's horses and all the king's men are not going to put the old paradigm together again. Like that little rhyme. So, how do you do this? Well, the heart is cracking open. That's part of the soul's work. And we got to do the rest. So, some of it is very actively working. Okay? Your same old violet flame meditation, that ain't going to cut it anymore. Sorry to say. That might have worked, but it's not really cutting it anymore. Not for people with two energies where the past is coming up. And every time that he got chopped down and, made to fall and lost his way and lost his balance and lost his love and lost his passion, or worse, was forced to use his passion against him. And this leaves people feeling like a piece of wood that just gets chopped again and again. They can be very wooden. It's in there. The heart's beginning to crack. There's like some little chinks in the armor. I have no chinks in my armor. Well, you actually do, and we're going to find your soft side. Come see the softer side of you. We have ways to get that out of you. I talk to a lot of women where it's been a really, really, really long time since they have felt tenderness. I haven't felt tenderness even when I was a child. I feel like I was somehow not nurtured properly. Some people grow up like that, where the men around them are just ready to like punch you or make you submit or mold you or groom you into being someone where you really can't express who you truly are, but it's in there, okay? And you might have people that they're trying to find their way. Oh, yeah, you know what? I'm just going to go van lifing and I'm going to like search the world and oh God, I know I'm lonely, but I know I'll find myself out there. And it's a big empty space because no matter where he's going, guess what he's taking? He's taking himself and all his emotional things as they well up and they hit him all of the things that happened, all of the things that, boom, 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 till he's like, oh my God, I'm in another country and I just totally don't know why I feel like this. Where am I supposed to go? What am I supposed to do? I wanted to be a digital nomad. Well, you can be a digital nomad, but guess what? You got to tune in. You got to feel. And you got to feel. You got to feel this stuff well up. Why do I have to feel? Because it's a part of your intuition and your senses. Oh, my senses are okay. Okay, I sense I should go to the bar now. Yeah, that ain't going to help you because that's going to dull down your senses. Well, I'm going to think about it. Okay, I have my ways. Sometimes those ways, they just aren't cutting it anymore because they're very old paradigm. Do they include your light body? No, but my mind thinks of things. That's your ego mind. Okay, your ego mind is telling you that you're having a midlife crisis even though you're 30 years old. You don't get to have one at that age. Okay, your ego mind is telling you go buy something new, go spend money you don't have, go squander your resources, do everything but accept what you're supposed to do, which is work on your light body. Now, hey, wait a minute. I've taken care of a lot of people. I help people, and that's good. But guess what? Your masculine energy, it's going to keep doing this as you keep overwhelming and overextending yourself. Guess what? How are you going to get up out of that? That's like quicksand. Okay? We need to pick you up, get you back to where you belong so that you're feeling, you're recharged, and you're not draining out the energy of your other half, whoever it is. Do you know who it is? Listen, you're supposed to know who it is, but here's the thing. You know it from inside the heart, and you know it from personality traits, character traits, how they are. You're supposed to see through their eyes. It's not really a name. In fact, almost nobody gets a name at first. That's the truth. The name will come, but a lot of times what comes is how they are, the feel of the person, the love, things that have to do with love, like humor, tenderness, humor that doesn't ridicule you. Oh man, I've been ridiculed all my life. People think I'm such a dork. Well, that happens to a lot of people because a lot of people try to have the upper hand. Do you ever try to let your light body deflect and protect you? No. I usually just want to tell them off and then I get pissed off and then I internalize it. Yeah, that's what happens with a lot of men. They internalize things big time. And guess where that goes? It slides on over to the other side. And guess what she has? Irritable bowel syndrome because he's internalizing all this upset and anger and it's just churning the acid in the stomach and oh my God, how do we get everyone healthy, right? And you have other influences, other factors that are happening. People who want to renounce where they are and go someplace else, but they are bringing themselves with. Now, here's how it works for twin flame people. And even if you deny that you're a twin flame or you're not sure, you kind of go into this little denial patch where you're like, yeah, I'm kind of not sure. My jury's out. I think I'll wait and see because when I get some proof, I'm going to then get back on the twin flame train. There have been too many negative things. Well, that's part of the problem. Instead of working with your light body, you're looking at all the negative things out there. Okay. Meanwhile, you're still having symptoms. You still have portals of energy. You still have work to do. And if you've delayed doing your work, you're going to find out pretty soon here that it's time to kind of climb on board and get on track again. Okay. The beautiful part is this can take quantum healing. I work in the quantum energy levels where quantum healing can become that thing that jumps you forward. You feel like you lost time, and guess what? You caught up. Okay? There are things you need to heal, which are energetic, and these are emotional, spiritual, mental. They could be physical things. I've helped a number of people with all of that, including chronic conditions that are caused by kind of like spinning in space, where you're not getting better, but you're not getting worse, but you're kind of like just simmering with that ancestral thing, the ancestral DNA, your biology. Well, you have that, and so does your twin flame have that. They have their biology, you got yours. You have your job, they have theirs. How do you balance this with two people? It is done through your new twin flame body. And it starts with one area, generally the heart, okay? Because the heart is the connection. It's the first primary connection to 5D. Now, that may seem like you know it or it's logical, but people misunderstand the approach and what you have to do. You have to actually energetically connect daily. You have to actually get off the track that somehow that means brotherly love, because you're not going to like everyone. You're not going to agree with everyone. You're not going to want to uphold everyone's stuff. You're going to honestly find some people kind of skeevy as you do this. You're going to find people that might have been potential suitors at one time. They feel very neutral and you kind of don't care, and maybe they kind of gross you out at some point. It happens. And it happens on purpose because your vibe is different when you do the work. That's what I mean about deflecting people. It becomes very active, where your light body is actively going and pushing them away. And you decide, you have to be decisive on this journey. Your soul doesn't want you to be wishy-washy and send mixed messages. That's another thing. Should she send a mixed message? No. Hell no. She is going to be very decisive. I am? How? By doing the light body work, because you do it for both of you. I know how to get things done through one person to help both people. Ooh. That sounds very efficient. Yes, because the feminine is very efficient. So if you would like to have a twin flame spirit chat, or email me that you want to join my next webinar, which will be in the next month, just shoot me an email, twinflamesmerge@gmail.com, or look on my website at twinflamereconnection.com. The links are below in the description. The heart is breaking, okay? Sorry to say, guys, it's happened to us. It happens to the best of us. Oh, man. Your heart's going to crack open. All that stuff, all the toxic things that happen to you, all of the things that you've had to put up with, tolerate, uphold. I mean, anyone ever have to uphold stupid rules or stupid laws? Oh, yes. Yeah, I know. It is absurd sometimes. It's like looking at a theater that isn't a comedy, and yet it's absurd. You're telling me. Oh, you're telling me. You just think I just got here. I'm an old soul. A lot of things have happened to me. Me too. Me too. Me three. So we don't need to quibble about it. Your heart's going to crack open. Somebody loves you. You're going to feel. You're going to feel homesick and lonely. That's your homing beacon. Start doing the work. It's not just up to the feminine. It's up to the masculine too. And a lot of men just don't know what to do. They don't know the parts of themselves that they have to clear. They don't know how to truly support the feminine. I don't mean financially, because a lot of people do. They feel like, I just had someone say to me yesterday, well, the masculine is supposed to do the material. No, both. It's a union. It's a unified partnership. You both have material needs. You both have material wants, like a vacation, like a house. Okay? Housing is a big problem, but let me put it to you this way. There's a massive shifting around of people, and people who are supposed to not only end up together, but cohabit, set up a household, set up a home, not feel homesick anymore. What do you think that's going to do for, where we live, how we're living? Don't you think that will raise the vibration? These people, you can look at them and say, like, well, they're just guys. No, they're magical, angelic, divine masculines who are here to receive that 5D love energy and transmit it here together with you. Okay, so the feminine isn't doing all the spiritual and the masculine does all the material. That is a fallacy. That is not true. It is that way in human life, especially in a lot of cultures. The man has to go to work. Women have been denied work, or they have to take shit jobs. Okay, I mean, let's face reality. A lot of people have not been sufficiently employed. That's up to your higher self. And when you start to do the work and do the work with your twin flame body, it starts to magically show up for you because you're leaving an old level and ramping it up to a new level. Thanks so much for watching. Please look at the links below. Have a great day. Bye.